as well when not speaking, just to stop any interference. Before we begin, if I could just ask, does anybody have any declarations of interest? No?
Wendy, sorry, Chair. Through employment, if it's the budget, I work for Local Solutions, which is commissioned by lots of council budgets.
Thanks, Lynnie. So when we come to that item, please, can you switch your camera off and turn off your microphone, please, so you're not present in the meeting?
Of course.
Thank you. The minutes of the last meeting, which are on pages 1 to 14 of your agenda, they agreed by people? Yeah, thank you. Item 3 is mayoral reports. There are none to be submitted today. So
Chair, if I can very briefly intervene just to assist. Just for members' reference, this is a very brief single item agenda. So the agenda you may be referring to is one which has also been published for next week. This is solely to deal with feedback from yesterday evening's Audit and Governance Select Committee, Chair.
Okay. Sorry, the papers that were sent to me obviously had something else on. Sorry. Thanks for that. Yeah, thanks, Mike. So there is a one item agenda in relation to the approval last night at Audit and Governance meeting of the City Council's budget to go through to a full council meeting. Last week there were quite a number of questions raised in respect of that and answered at that meeting, which then approved the budget going through. Any comments from anybody on that?
Chair, just to advise that in terms of the outcome of last night's discussions, the outcome of the vote was that the committee voted in favour and to endorse the budget recommendations proceeding to Budget Council on the 3rd of March, with Councillors Andrew Makinson and Sarah Jennings abstaining from the vote.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. With that additional information, is that recommendation agreed to proceed to Council with the budget next week? Yeah. Thanks, everybody. That is the only item of business on for today, save for a couple of announcements from myself. Obviously, we heard earlier in the week the Planning Committee approved to go forward to the Secretary of State Bramley Moore Dock Stadium, so they approved that planning application. Just to reiterate that the plans equate to 750 million investment in the city and potentially could create, with the wider development, up to 15,000 jobs. The Secretary of State will decide whether to uphold the committee decision or, sort of go forward to look at that in his recommendations going forward. In relation to lockdown and the pandemic, obviously we heard from the Prime Minister earlier in the week about the easing of lockdown and the various stages. And I think sort of there's a number of things, sort of we would want to see happen. Definitely with the schools returning on the 8th, it's really important that everybody still sticks to the rules, and as that lockdown is gently eased, that we all follow that guidance. We definitely don't want to happen what happened before. As soon as the lockdown eased from and we went into level 2 last time, then the numbers quickly began to rise, and certainly as a city we don't want to see that again. So again, we will still be urging people to stay at home where they need to. Again, the NHS and Liverpool City Council are appealing as well to all unpaid carers to make themselves known so that they can have the vaccine. Anybody in Liverpool who's identified as a carer in their GP records or receives carers allowance, or those known to those agencies as carers, will be automatically invited for a vaccination over the coming weeks. They don't need to take any further action. That will, come directly to them. So it's just if people are out and about to let people know that. we don't want people missing out because their carer status isn't known. So obviously that comms will be going out in relation to that. Gary, you've got your hand up.
Yes, Chair. The Liverpool City Region Local Business Support Grant, the deadline for businesses that are eligible, one, they can find the eligibility, the criteria online, but the deadline for making application closes at 5 o'clock today, the 26th of February. So if I can just remind any businesses watching this or any friends of businesses, please get out the message that they have until 5 to apply for the Liverpool City Region Local Business Support Grant today, and that's www.liverpool.gov.co.uk. Along the top of the screen, there is a red line. On that red line is yellow writing that says coronavirus. Click on that and then go to help for businesses, and you'll find all the details about that particular grant. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. It's really good information. Anything else from anybody? No, well, if I can thank people for their attendance and look forward to seeing everybody at full council next week on the 3rd. Have a good weekend and all stay safe and keep by the rules and keep washing them hands and keep that space and make sure you've got your mask.